Alright, so this is what it looks like on Monday at about 4 o'clock. And we haven't had anything that's very cold, about 32 degrees or so. And maybe a little bit of misting, freezing mist. But we have heard that the winter storm, it's on the way, so in the next couple of hours we should be probably seeing some sleet, a little bit of ice, and that will be round one. Well, it's about 7 o'clock in the evening, and it is starting to sleet out there. Well, it's about 4 o'clock on the second day of sleet and ice, and the news reports have been reporting the galloping lines, electrical lines. So far, they're not galloping around here, so that's good, because that's when they really start breaking and the terrible things, the electricity goes out. So we are hunkered down and trying to stay warm and doing just fine. going on this week, guys, except for the ice storm. Been out of school all week, and this is kind of yeah, that's what it looks like. From MV Ranch. I'm Mary, and this is my better half. And we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about our house build and some of the things that have been going on in the past week or so. The first thing we did was have someone come and look at our well. There was a well on the existing site, and it was what is known as a soft well, and it's not going to work.
It's the old casing. The casing is old, and he said by the time you do what all you got to do to this, he said you'd have more money invested in it than you would have been, probably better off health-wise, as well as other things that to do a new well. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah. We're going to have this one.
Okay, so 5 months later,
after that video,
after the clip,
yeah,
that we just showed, our well, we started drilling for that on October the 31st, on Halloween, and we now have well, describe the well.
It's a well. It's 450 feet deep. The well is drilled. The casing is there. Our pump is not in yet. The guy decided it was probably best if we waited until we were ready to use it, so the warranty on the pump would get the full extent of it, which is nice of him to do that. So we're going to have the pump set at 300 feet, and the static pressure of the well will be at 55 feet, so that'd give us, I don't know, 260 something feet of water at 7 gallons per minute, is how quick it fills up according to other calculations.
Okay, so our open concept for the house build is we're still going to do that.
Yep.
Kitchen and living area and dining room are all going to be under a vaulted ceiling, which I want to do something a little bit different with our vaulted ceiling. We've got a couple of ideas on adding a little bit of character to our living area. Good views looking out the front.
It's an expensive pen.
I never can find my pen. He knows where to find it. And we'll also have views of the creek looking out the back. So that was the main thing that we wanted when we thought about building.
Actually, these trees here behind us, much as I hate to take out trees, we're going to have to take out 5 of them. They're all hackberries.
Yeah.
But, you hate to take out good shade that's already there, but for it to fit right with where the shed is, the old corn crib, the corral area and everything, it's going to be better for us to scoop the house back a little further, which puts us in a little bit better shape for seeing the backyard. It's basically be going like this from the house.
Yeah. Okay. So the foundation area
has changed location
drastically. In the clip you just saw, we didn't want to take out any more trees, and we ended up
leaving the trees, and we moved to a different hill on the farm, which was, in all actuality,
it took out a bunch of trees.
We took out a bunch more trees just to get the electricity up there, which we've not done yet. But we have a more of a scenic view from where we're at, and we're further off the gravel road, which will be great as well.
sitting just behind this gate is where the house is going to be at. So, and
a little further that direction maybe,
yeah,
but not by a whole lot.
so we'll be right beside the old house place, and I liked the the one that we chose to build the house. Y'all are probably never going to see him because not going to want to be filmed, and that's okay. We'll show you the progress along the way. But I liked it that he understood that we couldn't rebuild the old house. It just was not feasible. It was not in our budget to do so, and that we're building a new home and we're moving forward. It's what my grandmother would call progress.
He did give us a couple of ideas on how to save some expenses and whatnot. And we've got the way our floor plan's laid out. We have most of the water on one end of the house and the master's on the opposite side of the house. And we had the hot water heater in one corner, and the opposite direction was the master suite, and there's gonna be a long ways to run the water. And he gave us a couple of good ideas how to fix that problem by having 2 hot water heaters. And he said,
okay, so ideas for the master bedroom suite have changed quite a bit. Yeah.
it's we get our mind made up and then we change things, but I don't know if that's considered progress or degress or whatever. But the long story short of it is the water. He had a couple of suggestions of having it 2 smaller hot water heaters, one on each side of the house. But what we've actually done is changed the layout of somewhat of our house. That the laundry room is not in the mud room no more. We've added 6 feet to the house all the way across to make a couple of rooms a little bit bigger. I mean, in the process of doing that, we've added like 6 feet to the master suite area that we're gonna rob from the bathroom, which was gonna be a 15 by 15, and now it would have been another 6 feet on that, been 21 feet. So now we got a 10 by 15 bathroom with a 11 by 15 bathroom and a 10 by 15 closet that has the laundry in it. So it's not on the opposite side of the house. So that way the hot water heater can be just one, and we're going to put it in that closet or in that bathroom one, in order to have hot water on the side that we're going to be a shower. I mean, we can have hot water in the kitchen, but it's not quite as far the distance where the heater will actually be as the way it was originally set up. So it's going to be from one corner to the other corner of the house. So this way it's going to be a little easier.
Our master bedroom is kind of set up in thirds, and so the far northern side is the actual bedroom that has the porch attached, and then the middle section is our shower and hot water, and then our vanity and stuff's going to be on the side.
Cooper.
Yeah. And then the last third of it toward the front of the house is going to be the closet, and it's going to have a window too for the front.
Yeah.
Out to the front
which
porch.
We've kind of moved to in the process over just a little bit to make it more symmetrical look on the front of the house, which I like that idea. I'm all into feng shui, looking stuff to make it all balance out. I don't know, I'm weird.
No, I mean we just I liked it because when I do laundry, I don't have to carry the laundry basket from one side of the house to the other side of the house to put all the clothes up. We can have
it's all
of it on one side and not have to worry about company coming over and seeing anything like that.
Right.
Which is
good.
good.
It's all at the other end of the house hidden, and it's all in one room, which will make it easier too. And you can have a folding table in there.
We also thought about having a storm shelter of some kind that was going to be in the master bedroom, and now since we've moved that around, we can put the storm shelter, whatever we decide to do, in the mudroom pantry area, and it's also close to the back door, so it works as a fire exit also.
Probably happier with it in the long run. So, which that's good. You know, I don't want to have to wait 15, 20 minutes for the water to get there and then not last as long. So that's fine.
Well, we also decided that we want to be all electric and have a generator for a backup, because in this area, the electricity is going to go out. It's not if, it's when. Because it just does out here.
Well, when it comes to all electric, another change. Surprise, surprise.
We got to think about that.
we got to think about that. Since we're going to have a propane tank to run the generator, why not make it a little easier by having that hot water heater we were talking about earlier? It will be gas, so that way, you know, it would save on electricity bill, because hot water heaters will eat electric bills. And also, let's have a gas cook stove, and does electricity go out? And also, if we can't afford the backup generator, we at least have hot water and be able to cook. And then maybe even a backup LP heater somewhere if we have to.
Well, this week with the ice storm happening, kind of opened our eyes a little bit to exactly what we're going to need to survive there. So that was a good thing.
But, you know, the electricity does go out still quite a bit there, but we need to think about that kind of stuff.
It went out for 4 days, not during this ice storm, but in the snowstorm before for my parents and sister. So
and they live about a half mile across the
not very far. So we're learning. We're learning to listen and watch and see what happens and kind of plan ahead. And it takes a while.
Every time the wind blows a limb on the line somewhere, and you're out.
It takes a while to get your electricity back, so we do need something. And to describe the house, the roof is going to be Galvaloon, so it'll be silver like the old house roof was. It's going to be Hardyback siding, white, horizontal. The walls, those are the walls, and we want to do zip sheeting if possible, because we want our house to be airtight. That was
guess what?
Okay, as far as the roof, well, as far as the roof, I'm still flip-flopping back and forth with Galvaloon and a black roof, but I really am leaning toward the black roof, because I think I don't know, it'll just be prettier. It'll be aesthetically pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, and the zip sheathing, I still would really like to do that, but it's about double of what plywood is. And the builder kind of talked to me a little bit about that too, so so he really likes to use plywood, and then we could maybe do a foam insulation, exterior foam insulation on top of that before we put our Hardyback siding on, which kind of is good that way, because you have vertical strips to attach your siding to, which also gives you air barrier in between the interior wall and the exterior. So
and once you start pricing everything, then you start going,
well, we use half-inch plywood. We use half-inch plywood for half the price of what a 7/16 zip sheathing is, and that's without the insulation. And it was like $70 a sheet for zip, and it's $45, I think, for the half-inch plywood.
Well, or maybe even lower, because prices have been going down a little bit. We're really hoping for that. That'd be great. It's always something. All right, in the windows, we wanted, he does double hung. I'm going to do a sliding one in the kitchen. It's going to be over the sink. Guess what? No, we don't have our windows ordered yet. Nope.
And we're not using single hungs. We're going to try, well, we're thinking as of right now, of course, you know how it is, nothing stays the same. We're thinking about using what they call casement windows on all the windows in the house, except for the one window in the kitchen that was going to be sliding. It's not going to be sliding. It's going to be sort of a casement, but they call it a cantilever type window. So, guess what? Stay tuned. We might have more changes.
Who knows? Well, and I do want black windows.
Oh,
too.
yeah. That's changed too.
Yeah. So, black interior, black exterior. So
the dust can show up on the inside really well.
Messing with my decoration ideas too, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We're going to work this out. And while we're talking about decorations too, we've been looking into what our cabinets are going to be, and looked at. Well, I'd already looked at Lowe's and saw what the Lowe's cabinets were going to be like. We want shaker. We want white. I just can't decide on the island piece, if I want the island piece to have a color to it, or if I want it to be the only wood product, in the kitchen. And I know I want the countertops to be a light color, have white with it, and the backsplash is also going to be subway tile or something that's a bright color. So, and we also looked at a company called Lily Ann's, and I like what they do too. So, we're trying to decide.
So
it's going to probably end up with
changes.
Prices being a big deal for that. So
it's only money.
We're gonna find out. We'll figure it out before that time. We got a little bit. We got a couple of things to do before that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, we're looking at living square footage, just a fraction over 1,500 square feet. 2 bedroom, 2 bath. That's all we need. We got a bedroom for somebody who ever wants to come to visit us.
Straight line roof, no pitches.
Nothing fancy. Just poor man's house, I guess. Poor man rich.
It's going to be a nice.
Oh, I'm supposed to talk, ain't I? Yeah.
Guess what? To describe the house, straight line roof, very simple.
So far, so good.
And 1,800 square feet.
Yeah, they went up from the 1,500 and whatever it was to 1,800 by adding that 6 feet across.
Yeah.
So it's a 36 by 50 now. And then their porches are still the same,
front
which
and
was 10 feet deep by 50 feet long. So nice sized porches on the front and back.
With an awesome view. Awesome view. No creek, but the river on one side.
River and mountain or hills.
The foothills. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
And it's going to be built to last. So.
Our main objective, what we both wanted, was porches. Yeah. We wanted big porches. So we're going to have a 10-foot porch. I know, you can get bigger with them. But 10 foot's pretty good average size porch. Anything smaller, because our house we had at Fairfax, not Virginia, the street, it was just like 6 foot wide. I mean, you had enough for your chair and nobody's walked by.
Yeah, and we hardly ever sat out there.
No.
All right, so for the front door I kind of want to be special, and I want it to be stained in hickory, or it might be hickory. I don't know. I haven't found it yet. But I want it to match the baseboards and the trim and the kitchen cabinets, and the other cabinets are gonna. I want a hickory stain on them. That's the color I like.
Guess what? Something's changing again. The baseboards.
No,
not hickory color. They're gonna be white.
I decided to go away from the hickory after looking at all the cabinets. It looked kind of tiger stripe or something. I don't know. I just figured that wasn't gonna be a lasting thing that I would enjoy, and he might not enjoy it either. So the front door,
As long as we got a bed and a throne.
we know that the front door is going to be a little fancier than the back door. And we want both of those doors to be fiberglass and storm door, especially on the back one. And I had originally thought we wanted the poles in the front of the house to be like a cedar or some kind of wood, but now I'm thinking probably will be better to have just the metal black poles and have the black gutters. It'll all kind of blend together that way. Black and white. He's acting like this is all new. It's all new.
That's not new. Because it'll be new again.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out.
Yeah,
We're going to work together.
But yeah. Everybody says it's a test on a marriage to build a house. I guess we're fixing to find out. But I think we're pretty much laid back and easy going between one another. And every once in a while I have to straighten her out, but
Well, anyway, the first company that we talked to together, and we talked to them 3 or 4 times, I never felt very comfortable with them. Always seemed to be overpriced, and we weren't going to get to make a lot of the decisions ourselves. Yeah. But with this one, I feel very comfortable and also faith-based. So it makes me, I just feel so blessed. I'm counting my blessings today. That's even what my shirt said. So,
the conversation just, talking to him about the house, God was in just about every sentence, seems like. But
present.
That's the kind of person we like.
Yeah. Well, we also told him that, not only are we planning on building the house, we're going to concentrate on that, but we also have the foundation already for a shop, and I want to make sure that we do have that. And so the next step that we will do is talk to our banker and make sure that we have the finances where we want them to be and get the money situated, which, as he said, that is our business. That's what we do. We're supposed to be the ones that take care of him. And we will.
Guess what?
Finances. Yay. Okay.
We changed banks.
Yeah, we kind of did that too. But had a little wrinkle dinkle with our loan process. So, and we've got the loan situated. Yeah. Just the rest of the finances, we're trying to complete that process, and that's really all I wanted to say about that. Because
it's been a year since I retired. We're still waiting on it.
It's personal.
That's all we're talking about.
Yeah, and we're
slowly
looking
going to build a house.
Looking at ordering windows in January. Well, getting done in April. Working on the foundation in the meantime. Probably
trying to get her to retire.
Slowly but surely, we're going to try to get our house built.
We got a foundation finally. It's up on the hill.
Oh, gosh.
It's not on the other hill, it's on the other hill.
Well, not only did we get one foundation done, we got 3.
Not counting the first one. We got 3.
Well, actually, we do have 3, but the 2 on the hill are the ones we're most concerned about because that's where the house and shop is going to be. And we're still trying to figure out which one we want to do first. There's reasons why we'd want to do the shop first. It would get us there faster and also be able to entertain people. But then the house is the one we want to make sure that we have all of our funds and things available for. So we're going to work this out. It's going to be okay.
May. Which one's going to retire?
Talked to the electric company and figure out the electricity. I don't know exactly. I don't see how that's going to be a problem. We're really close to the road and the poles, but
I think I've been told that
I want to know.
they will provide service up to 300 feet without any additional expense for us. Electricity.
All we can do is laugh.
Close to the road.
No, it's not.
Was, but guess what? It was changed locations, so it's a little bit further. Like, instead of being 300 and maybe 350 feet, it is now 1,900 feet of driveway, 1,600 feet for the electricity. Just take a guess. $100.
Totally me. I don't know. I mean, I know the total
for 100 feet. So, well, I may have done the math wrong. But anyway, it comes out $16,000 for us to get electricity up to where we're going to build. Holy moly!
We really do like electricity, though.
Well, we will. We don't have it yet, but like everything else, it comes back to the fundies, and we're still waiting on that. So
yeah, but everybody that comes up there says, "Man, you got a nice road already, and it's beautiful up here." And so that kind of like boosts our ego a little bit. I'm like, yeah. We do have a road up there, and it is beautiful. And, yeah, they butchered one of my trees, but, oh well.
I talked to this guy about electricity, and where I originally was wanting to run it, he gave me the idea to put it where we put it.
Yeah.
And he said, this way it won't be crowding some of your nicer big trees. Yeah, that makes sense. Which meant we had to clean the fence row out that grew up in cedars, which probably needed that anyway. And we're using the stumps to help hold up the fence right now. But anyway, that's another story. And I thought, well, this was good. And we cleaned out around the old silo place, which is her great-grandparents had built.
I love that.
And it's been there a long time. And now it's visible. It was grew up with trees around it.
And we fixed the fence there, too.
Yeah, and we've done that, but had a clear shot. It just basically went straight so far, and then it turned and went right up the hill. Well, there was only one tree that was in question, and it really wasn't in question. It wasn't in that 40-foot range he said it had to be. He said, "What about that tree?" I said, "You got plenty of space way over here to the west of that." I said, "Just scoot it over and go. You won't have to worry about that tree. It won't hurt a thing." So I thought that was the end of it. Come back the next visit. Guess what they done? They took that big old tree and went plumb up the whole side of it and cut every limb on one side, so it's a half-naked tree.
With a big red arrow, permanent, on the side.
Well, that's not permanent, but it's not nice.
Well, those are the sycamore trees. I really like sycamore trees. Ever since I was little and heard, the song, Zacchaeus song in church, I really liked sycamore trees. And they like water, so they're in the water lot. And it's still so beautiful. It's just, every time you look at that tree, you're like, look at all those limbs.
Yeah, that was
all the way up on one side.
Uncalled for. It was just him exercising his little authority muscles. All that was. So.
Well, and I'm sure that this is a very tiny thing for a house build. That's not going to be.
No,
we're going to have a lot of other things that we're going to have to deal with.
Yeah. We
keep telling ourselves when we drive by it.
There'll be other things that'll irk us too, but that was uncalled for. I mean, you have plenty of room to get around that. So
it's going to be okay.
Next.
All right. Okay, so this is our log update. This is February 2022, and we have We've got the well mostly done. We've got our foundations in. We've got the pathway for our electricity. We've got the road updated and not completed but updated. And we have found a builder that we want, waiting, and don't know when our build is going to start, but that's okay because we're not exactly ready yet for that. We did work on our finances, getting that rolling, and as soon as everything falls into place, we're going to have videos where it's not just an update, and they'll be they'll be a little more active. I'm sure after the winter season is over and we're not iced in, that we'll be outside a little bit more because the inside videos are a little less, you know. I like to be outside and with the cows and taking pictures of the trees and the flowers and the water and things like that. And this week has not allowed us to do that, so sorry about that. But this is our update for 5 months later. Maybe in the next 5 months on our next update, we'll have a few more things to tick off of our checklist. What do you think? You want to make any predictions?
Yeah. Can I make one? There'll be a change. Maybe two. Change is inevitable.
Yeah.
I used to work with some ladies that always says, "You just don't like change." Well, apparently my life is full of them now.
Well, I'm not retired yet, but
I ain't either, apparently.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're going to make it. It's
Well,
gonna be
I'm
okay.
retired. Been retired for years. Still waiting on that to finish.
And we're getting some progress on that too, so it's going to be okay. We're going to be all right.
Eventually.
We're going to make it through this thing.
Possibly.
We kind of felt the same way, or at least I did, with my knee surgery. Dread it. It happens. Try to get through it. And now I'm on the other side of it, and I'm climbing those hills that I told you guys about. I know you didn't hear me, but I've been climbing those hills, and especially since the bulldozer kind of flattened it out a little bit better. Didn't make it near as challenging, but
She's talking about the one hill, which is a part of our driveway that now is 11% slope instead of whatever it was before. It was like, I don't know. It was more.
Oh, man.
But
it was lumpy.
A little smoother drive now.
Yeah. So we're going to see y'all later.
Yep.
Y'all have a great week.
And Henry says bye too.
Bye.
Look at the camera, Henry. He don't want to do it. He's a cat.